All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me for the Coyote Radio Show and podcast. We just got back from a crazy week in Austin, Texas during South by Southwest. Had so much fun. There's music everywhere. We were invited down by Jason Hendrix, which I now consider a great friend. What a host. What a guy. Been on this great show at the Colton House under Meanwhile in Music. So if you don't already follow that, I got links in the description. Follow their pages, all the social media things. But we did four days of music basically during the days, and just absolutely packed it with talent, all different types too. It wasn't just like one style or genre. It was a wonderful blend of music. So yeah, I pretty much was there for the week, but in a few days I crammed in about 14 or 15 interviews, kind of down and dirty style. We didn't have a lot of time with artists because people are just coming and going crazy in all directions. But yeah, it was great to sit down and talk with several artists and kind of get where they're from, what projects they're working on, and kind of what their future plans were. So we kind of, grabbed the gist of it and went with it. So I hope you like these. We're going to roll them out. We're going to send a bunch of them out as fast as possible because we want this information to be current and up to date. But once again, hats off to Jason Hendrix, Meanwhile in Music. Thank you for inviting the podcast down. Hopefully we can do it again next year. And we love you, man. So, all right, let's go talk to some artists. All right, welcome back. We got another one here. Coyote Radio Show and Podcast. Emily Nenni's with us. She played the Stage Brush last night, and I was lucky enough to sneak out of the Colton House Hotel and catch the show. So, great show, by the way.
Thank you.
Loved it. The band, yeah, I just love the full sound. Your voice is amazing.
Thank you.
And I've met old Muskrat Jones a couple times, and I love him. That pedal steel stuff is like wizard work to me. I don't know how anyone plays that thing.
I could never do it.
Yeah.
Too many, how do you say?
Too many
Bobs and whistles?
Bells and whistles?
Bells and whistles.
Something like
Bobs and whistles, Bob Wills.
I'm sure there's more than that to it, for sure. But yeah, nice show. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we have over the years I've noticed we've had like a lot of mutual friends on and off the show, so it's kind of cool to finally do this and talk to you. But if you would, kind of just give us the rundown where you're from, how you got into music, and kind of what your current projects are right now.
Yeah, sure. I'm from the East Bay in California. Been in Nashville for 10 years. And my dad has worked in radio since he was probably like 19 years old.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
my parents are both New Yorkers, and they're just both music nerds. I'm a music nerd. And I got my first guitar when I was 16 and started writing, and I used music and songwriting as therapy. And then I moved to Nashville because it was Music City, and I said, that sounds like the perfect place for me. And started going to Roberts and would hop up with, the older gentlemen. I'd bribe them with cookies that I baked Friday nights. I would always bake fresh cookies, and they would let me on stage because they liked the cookies, and I would sing, some Patsy Cline or Loretta Lynn or Kitty Wells, and then I got introduced to the folks at Santa's Pub.
Yeah.
And I started learning how to play with a band, like truly learn how to lead a band and front a band and how to really have fun with it. It's not going to be perfect type of thing.
Right.
And that makes it more fun. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And then I just had been doing home recordings up until the On the Ranch record was my first studio recorded record, which was still a more homey feel. And New West Records picks that up, and now here we are.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I have a lot of downtime. Well, I wouldn't call it downtime at work, but there's times where I'm stationary working on stuff, and I always have music on. So I've had your record on a while there, Spotify, over the past couple of years. So that's cool. I got to get that vinyl from you.
I know.
Got to get that one. What can you say, like, moving forward? work-wise as far as EPs or singles? We've got another record in the works already. Like, how's that?
Well, I've released my first 2 singles for my upcoming record. We've got Get to Know Ya, which we released the single and the music video for about a month ago. And then yesterday we released Changes, the second single. We've got one more single, April 11th, which I'm very excited about. And then the record will be out May 3rd. The record is called Drive and Cry. It's going to be my second record with New West Records. And then, I'm just going to start. I've already started writing the next one. So, because we're not hitting the road until June. So I just figured get writing while I can.
Hammer down on that, yeah. That's great. Yeah, it always feels like when I talk to people, like they got a record that's getting ready to come out, but they've already had it done for a long time, and they're already like on to the next thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird how that works out, but if you got the time, might as well, if you're in the creative mood. I was listening to some of the singles that you had dropped here recently. I love the one music video that you dropped out first. What was the song? What's the song you just mentioned?
The first song, Get to Know Ya?
Is that the one? Yes.
Yeah.
That music video is funny.
Yeah.
I recognize some people on it and stuff.
Yeah. Joshua Shoemaker was the director, and we had Josh Headley in it, a little Riley Downing's in it, and Hannah Juanita, Ryan Jennings actually isn't in it. Oops, he's not in it. And but he sang on the song. And who else? Yeah, just lots of good buds. A bunch of New Orleans buddies, Chris Acker, Sam Gelban, Bella White, Cassie Velasquez. Yeah, it was a friend-filled affair. And then my dog Edna is in it too.
You gotta have the dog in there.
Of course.
It wouldn't be right.
No, she's too beautiful to not be on camera. She
Yeah.
really is.
That's great. I'll have links in the description for anyone that wants to follow Emily and everything she's doing and all that stuff that she just mentioned that's dropping. What's after here when you leave Texas?
We will actually be back in Texas for one night only in Austin on March 29th for our friends Sentimental Family Band. They're an Austin-based, incredible honky-tonk band fronted by Camille, Albrecht, and Kyle. And they play at Sam's Town like weekly, and they've put out a few beautiful singles, and their album is going to be out March 29th, so we're going to celebrate with them.
Yeah.
Me, Sentimental Family Band, and Teddy and the Rough Riders. So it'll be a fun night.
That will be.
At Sagebrush. We're going to be back at Sagebrush.
Okay.
Best place.
Bring your dancing shoes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love about this show too. Like you mentioned them, I've never heard them, so now I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole, I end up just finding so much music.
Yeah,
it's like
great.
almost overwhelming, but in a good way.
Yes, they're fantastic. They are some music nerds that just make the best music, and they are just so much fun.
Yeah.
Just great people and make great music. Yeah.
So you mentioned you're a music nerd. So what do you like? Dive into? What do you really study?
Everything.
Yeah.
I have studied so many genres and so many decades of each genre, and artists, and gone even songs that they've written that they've given to other people, and I just love it. I love learning about every artist and their catalog and where they're from. I love also just reading, biographies, autobiographies, and I just really want to know about the person whose music I'm listening to, stuff like that.
Yeah, it makes the music better.
Oh my gosh,
it's like, I love documentaries. Like everything from old folk music from whenever to, like, did you watch the Ken Burns documentary?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, amazing. I love it. But I'm kind of a music nerd. That's the only reason why I probably have this podcast. So
That's great, yeah.
Same reasons.
Yeah.
But thank you for being on.
Oh, my
I
pleasure.
appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Love your sound, like I said, and you got a website as well that you could read.
EmilyNenni.com, and then you can go /tour to check out my tour dates.
Okay, good deal. Don't forget about the new record coming out. So.
Drive and Cry, May 3rd.
Thanks.